All right. Happy Monday, everybody. For those that don't know me, my name is Brad Miller. I'm one of the hosts of our Health Huddle, and it's my pleasure and honor to be with you on Monday. We kick off every week with this Health Huddle, and like we talk about, optimal health begins each week. So, it's not just something you set and forget. It takes work, and we're always learning and growing, and there's always something new around the bend. And just when you think you got it all figured out, it's like your mind explodes because you had no idea there was another aspect or another place in your health that you can go. So hopefully you guys are kind of knowing what I'm talking about here because you guys are experiencing this for yourself. But also just want to welcome everybody that's here tonight. So we have a lot of long-term veterans here that have thrived in their health for years. We have some new people. We have some people right there smack dab in the middle. We might even have some people on the line tonight that are like, I have no idea how I got here. This is just something you popped into. And if you are any one of those people I just mentioned, we just want to say welcome. This is the healthiest place you can be on a Monday. And we thank you and congratulate you for being part of our support and the support you're putting yourself in the position to get. We're in the middle of a series right now where there's a bunch of different things you might be in the middle of. We started just in our Facebook groups, just challenging ourselves for 6 weeks and saying that we were going to focus on 6 core habits of health over these 6 weeks. You can personally pick a health goal that you want to challenge yourself on and just kind of devoting to making a shift over this next season in your health, because a healthy lifestyle doesn't happen without making a shift. We're also in the middle of an online health challenge. Some of you might be coming from there, and many of you guys are just with us getting healthy, and some of you are brand new and you're like, what are they talking about? It sounds good. I'm just glad I'm here. And maybe I'm not on camera because I'm just figuring this still out. But anyways, wherever you're at, we are on week number 5 kicking off, and tonight's topic is healthy sleep and rest, which I have my co-host tonight. I'm going to introduce you here in a second, but I'll give you a tip or a clue on who she is. She's someone that really likes her sleep. So she'll be talking about that here in a second. But I just wanted to review just the things that we covered real quick. Just the first few weeks, we covered how to be a goal setter and how to set goals, because how we set goals and how we approach our goals is vitally important. Not only how we do it to set ourselves up, but how we keep it going, keep it fresh, and keep our where we're going exciting. Healthy fueling, how it kind of works in and outside of our body and all the different things that make it up and what we're doing and why we're doing it. We also talked about healthy emotion, how it plays into the routine and kind of some of the myths of it and different ways you can get started. Last week was one of my favorite topics, healthy community. So you guys are obviously on today, which you guys are doing great on that if you're on. And then this week is healthy sleep and rest, which you guys might all be saying like, yeah, sleep is something I try to get, or rest. What's that? Especially for all your moms that just celebrated Mother's Day. You're like, sleep? When was that? When was I supposed to get that? Anyways, tonight what we're going to cover is just, we call sleep the glue that holds together a healthy lifestyle. And we're all here on our nutrition plan and moving forward in our health, losing weight, being healthier. There's all these different things that start to get figured out throughout the process. And although we might not always have the ability to get a lot of sleep, sleep and restful time is probably one of the biggest pieces, because it's one thing that sets you up for success and makes your life easier, but it also on the back end is the glue that holds everything together and helps you see the results of the hard work you're putting in here. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to my co-host that loves sleep the most. And she's going to go over some things about how sleep works, how it affects your body, and just some tips and ideas that she has on the subject. So without any further ado, Susan, I'm so sorry. I gave away who it was, but maybe you want to welcome some of the people that have some victories from this week before we hop in on the topic. Do you want to do that for me?
Sure. So hopefully everyone's awake. As much as I love sleep, I love life, and I love being awake too. Let's start there. I know this has just been a really fun challenge, great time of year, sun's out, people are really making changes and making those shifts in their health. So let's do that. Let's celebrate you guys who had some really cool victories this week that we can celebrate. Just go ahead and unmute yourself and come up and share with the group, please.
Hey, I've got one.
Hey, Jerry.
Hey there. Hey, as of today, 60 pounds down. Very excited about that. Started my health journey on 12/29, and just so excited about how this whole program works, and paying it forward now as a health coach. Loving that. And a really cool thing that happened this last week is that I had plantar fasciitis because I weighed so much, my feet couldn't take it anymore. I had special insoles. Last week, I noticed that went away. That's gone now. I'm wearing, here, check this out. Flip-flops, everybody, no supports. So that is a huge, huge health improvement. Loving this.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Everyone's loving you up in the chat. Go ahead and give Jerry some love tonight. That's awesome. And what I love is that, 2016 has been pretty darn amazing then for you. And what's so cool is I've heard you share like a few months ago and then like a month ago, and what I've been experiencing is just hearing you share this evolution of like, sometimes what we set out to do in our health, we don't even realize the changes that are going to occur. And it's so much more than just having a healthy body physically, like just at a healthy weight. And then we start experiencing all the benefits of health. So
exactly. It's awesome.
Flip-flops. Oh, I'm a flip-flop girl too. So here's mine. And my life wouldn't be the same without him. And Brad's going to probably flash his because
can't find him.
We're not friends anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Jerry, for sharing. Anyone else want to come off and just share with us like what victories we're celebrating this week?
I have a couple.
Absolutely. Hey, Kim.
Hi there. Well, I actually had a pretty big week. Today, I hit my goal in the Spring Health Challenge, and this week I weigh on Mondays. I've lost 34 pounds since March 14th, and that is the weight of my youngest daughter. So that's pretty impressive.
What? That's beyond impressive.
Yeah.
And that's quick. That's like that's where we need to put like results not typical. Like
I know, it's really exciting. So it's been a great week.
Congratulations. And how
Thank
excited
you.
are you? What are you going to do this summer that you haven't done in the summers past?
Well, my most immediate goal is to show one of our young horses on a national world level, and that's my goal for the year. I don't know that it'll be summer, but towards fall.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Thanks.
Long-term goals. Congratulations. Super
Thank
cool.
you.
We have time for one more. So who else would love to come off and share? Don't be shy.
I'll share if there's no one else.
Oh, hey, Lisa.
Hi there. So mine, just to kind of balance it out, not really a weight loss goal, but I was really motivated by the Healthy Huddle a couple weeks ago. And I have been maintaining my weight for months and months. But through a busy season in life have not been necessarily, I will say I'm super thankful that I've been able to maintain my weight through really focusing on my nutrition. But I just was really inspired to get stronger, really, really realizing that exercise does not have to have anything to do with my weight necessarily, but it has to do with my optimal health. So over the last 2 weeks, I've got all 3 of my healthy workouts in, very minor. I'm not out there like doing like 5 times a week, CrossFit, whatever, but I'm getting my exercise in and I already feel more strength in my knees, just more strength. So it's really exciting. So that's 4 years into a journey, people. So we're still working at things, right?
No, and I love that, Lisa, and thank you so much for sharing, because at all place points in our journey, we can make shifts in our health, and that's really what this is all about. And I've been able to kind of walk alongside you on this aspect of the journey, and it's so cool to realize that, yeah, working out wasn't because you're already at a healthy weight. So it's like, why do I need to work out? I'm already a healthy weight. It's like, oh, because I want to increase my health and the strength. Like all of a sudden those became actual health goals and you're just moving forward, which is really, really cool.
And honestly, using the support of my coach to know when to bring it in. You know, I am a coach, yes. So so I'm a little bit well versed on that, but knowing that it wasn't just exercise more, eat less, but there is an 80-20 to it. And sometimes that 20 can get hidden, can get forgotten, because we learn how powerful nutrition is. So when the time is right, not in week 1, don't amp up your exercise in week 1, but use the support of your coach and don't ever let it get to 100-0, like maybe some of us might have. All right, off you go.
You're muted, Susan.
Just, anyways, awesome, everybody. Thank you guys all for sharing. So I think sleep is a super fun topic, not one to fall asleep on. It's actually, Brad kind of gives me a hard time in a good way. We have a fun, healthy relationship, Brad, where you know we can dish it and you're like, you and your sleep, because this has been really important. And I made a shift in this area of my health when I really understood that there's all these habits of health, and that I found sleep for me, myself, having kids and starting this journey of health right after I had a 1 and a 3-year-old. So sleep was like, what was that, right? Realizing it was kind of the glue to holding a lot of things together. It was really my reset button. And when I felt like I wasn't either, I didn't have the energy at the gym, or I wasn't making good choices at the grocery store because I was just too tired to cook or anything like that, or I wasn't going to the gym, or I was, you name it. I was realizing my sleep was usually sometimes that underlying structure that was I wasn't putting a focus on, and I was lacking in. And so it caused my other areas of health to decrease. And I wasn't seeing the results either on the scale, because that's when our body likes to rest and recover, is when we're sleeping. And I wasn't allowing my body, and I wasn't giving it time to do it. So I'm going to talk on a few benefits of why I love it so much. And then I'll give you guys some tips of things that have worked and helped me out. And I'm still always looking to progress in this area. So again, maybe there's a few things we can shift. And I usually just encourage you guys, pick like one thing at a time. We don't build Rome in a day. So it's like maybe one thing tonight, you're like, hey, I'm going to start trying that. And we're just going to take those steps together. So first, you guys, sleep is free. How cool is that? And so it's something we can start like tonight. Like, you don't even have to, you don't have to go pick it up anywhere. It's like, it's going to happen. And it's just such an important habit of health. The benefits are kind of, we know them because we experience them when we have a lack of sleep. So first of all, reduction of stress, reduction of overall inflammation. And sometimes we don't feel it, but that's what's going on internally when we have a decrease of sleep. But when we do get sleep, right, we're a little bit more alert, we're happier, we're a little bit more focused, our memory's a little bit better, and honestly, our immune system is better. So some of those things we notice, like we wake up the next day and we can tell when we haven't had good sleep. Others, we don't really realize what's going on internally, but they catch up to us. Over like weeks of poor sleep, we get sick, or something like that. And sometimes we can look back and kind of connect the dots and realize, I need to be like putting a focus there. So like I said, it's a reset button. And here's kind of a cycle that sometimes we'll get into is we'll take that lack of sleep and we'll get up and we'll be like, caffeine, right? Like I need something to jolt me out of this. So we'll, down some coffee all day and diet sodas or whatever to kind of make us more alert. And, but then we kind of crash from that by, end of the day. The last thing we want to do is go home and cook dinner. So we end up skipping the gym, of course, because like who wants to go to the gym when we're exhausted? Who wants to cook dinner when we're exhausted? We pick up fast food, right? And then we get home that night. The kids finally go to bed. Oh, me time. Let's stay up till 11, right? And watch that one show. And then we wake up and we just do it all over again. And so it's a cycle that, when we lack in sleep, we end up choosing other habits sometimes throughout our day that don't support our overall health goals. Does that kind of make sense? So sometimes being like, okay, take a step back, let's focus on that. And then maybe I'll have the energy and all that to do the other things that are going to really support my overall health. And to not get too sciencey on you, I'm going to look at my time. Okay. I want to talk on like 2 hormones, and just because I find it so fascinating. It's all in chapter 17 in Dr. A's Habits of Health. And Casey touched on it even with exercise. And I may be saying it wrong, but this is how I read it. It's ghrelin and leptin, okay? So ghrelin is a hormone that tells us when to eat. And when we're sleep deprived, we produce more ghrelin. Yuck, right? Like, so when we don't sleep, we just feel like our body's telling us like, you need to eat more, eat more, eat more. So when we're tired at night and we feel hungry, most likely our body's saying, go to bed. And then leptin tells us when to stop eating. And so when we're sleep deprived, we produce less of that. We produce less leptin. So essentially when you're sleep deprived, hormonally, like what's going on in our body, we don't see it necessarily this way, but we feel more hungry and we feel like we can't stop eating. And if you can relate to either one of those, you may want to really address and look at your sleep and reset some of those changes hormonally so that we can kind of rebalance and recalibrate all of that so your body can start to tell you when to stop, when to eat, and be able to listen to those signals a little bit better. So Lack of sleep slows our metabolism. It makes us grumpy, and it ages us too. Ooh, no good things. Okay, so next slide, Brad. I'll have you. So let me give you guys a few quick tips. I say probably
before we jump in on those, before we go into those, like, you know, I love this information because I'm the kind of person that you can tell me what to do all the time, but until I understand why, it doesn't click for me. And that is so powerful what you said there. And that's really why we talk about sleep being the glue that holds the healthy lifestyle together. Because I think you guys are all probably thinking right now that one time or recently where you didn't get sleep and you know how it affected you. You were grumpy in the morning. You probably were hangry because those responses is what's happening in your body. And there's also another response because when you're also not sleeping well, your body produces more cortisol, which makes it harder for your body to break down and break down fat, or having the ability to easily store fat. So all these things are either working for you or they're working against you. And it all starts and ends with the bed and how well you sleep. And it also pertains to how the quality of sleep is. Because you can sleep 12 hours, but if it's not quality, that's also a big thing there. So there's a thing called REM cycles, and it stands for rapid eye movement. And it's the deepest level of sleep you can be in. So sometimes you can be sleeping, but it's not quality. And that also pertains to what Susan's talking about, not just the quantity, but the quality. And so making sure you have a really good sleep environment, routine, and all these things will really play into this. It's the difference between starting off a week and like seeing the results and making it easy and having fun and being on your game, or the difference between being really grumpy, hangry, not seeing results, and just being a flat out, boo, grumpy face person. So that's some of the tips that Susan's going to go over here. But I found this to be massively important. I am a night owl by trade and a morning person. I don't know how I ended up just being that way, but I want to be up early and I want to stay up late. So I had this kind of like fighting myself with going to bed, but I literally set a time each night and I have a winding down routine. And this has been something that I have massively improved on in my health. And I noticed that it greatly affects all the other areas of my health. So Susan, I mean, these are just some of the main tips. Like if you could go over them, like you said, Rome isn't built in a day.
That was awesome, Brad, because you and I are talking on the why behind sleep. And I think sometimes we can go right into like, well, this is what you should do. We all know we should sleep more, but like when you understand why, and Brad, you and I have been coaching for a while, when we have a client that's maybe not, doing everything else right. And then they're feeling like they should be seeing either more with inches or better energy with their workouts or whatever it is that their health goal is. This is always like where I go back to. Tell me about your sleep. And like, let's just kind of like go through a checklist of how we're doing. So I love this. Have a relaxing sleep environment. I had to shift that. Like we have no TV in our room anymore, lights out, not just like being on electronics. It stimulates us. And again, great information in chapter 17, all about creating a really relaxing sleep environment. Talked about the caffeine. That also goes for the water at night. We don't want to be up. We know water is really important, but we don't want you in the bathroom all night. So, start early in the day, like be prepared with that so that you can get a restful night's sleep. Any stimulants, and I consider that electronics, but any stimulants before bed, and alcohol is one of those as well. Wearing an eye mask like revolutionized my sleep. It sounds so silly. I bought one off of Amazon for like $3, and I was like, that was the best $3 investment I've ever made. But just keeping just how much we are actually affected by light, and so earplugs can be the same if it's sound for you. Having a winding down relaxation routine. Those of you with kids, all you mommies out there, you know that we create this big sleep cycle for our children, right? Because like we know how important that is. And as adults, we kind of throw all that out the window. And so really, whether it's bath times or a book, or we have some great sleepy time tea through Take Shape for Life that I love. But I really try to, keep the bright lights, like any sugar, anything like that in those last 30 minutes. And like I said, pick one of these and just start there. Like, let's just make one little step forward in this area of sleep. So with that, Brad, I'm going to just wish everyone sweet dreams. I'm going to pass it back over to you. And I know you wanted to just rest for a moment as we wrap up tonight.
Yeah, I just love all the examples here. I love your eye mask. I used to make fun of Ashley until I started doing it, my wife, and I totally get that now. And just all these different things, having a relaxing environment for your sleep, having a routine, just picking something that'll help promote your body to know that it's bedtime so it can start winding itself down, having your body work for you. And there's one last topic on this that I wanted to cover tonight besides just sleep. Obviously, we know now why it's so important. So I know we all want it, but now we know how to improve it and how to make sure we are getting it to work for us, not against us. But the other thing I wanted to leave you guys this week was just finding a restful time during the week. And by restful time, you don't need to, I mean, I know we all long for, some of us long for the couch at the end of a long day. But really, has anyone ever like sat all day on a couch and been more tired after that day on the couch than they felt energized from it? It's, what I want, and I was going off on a tangent there, but how I wanted to finish up this call was, besides just improving on these habits that'll increase all the areas of your health, is just finding time during the week to relax. Not only to promote our sleep, but just in general. And just, it doesn't need to be long, but being ahead of the 8 ball makes your life so much better than being behind the 8 ball. And it doesn't take a lot of time. So whether that's 5 minutes early and having some quiet time to yourself in the morning, or just literally taking 15 seconds when you, whatever drives you, or whatever is a time for you to take 10 seconds out to kind of get a grasp on life. I suggest you're eating 6 times a day. 5 of them, a lot of you guys are meal replacements, so they're already made for you. Just, this week, try, waking up a little bit earlier, or taking a little bit of time in the evening, or just literally 5 minutes to unplug during the day to just have some you time. This also contributes to your relaxation and your balance in life. And so what I was going to say before is that it doesn't take a lot of time, and many of you guys are eating 5 meals a day. One thing I've been very mindful of recently is every time I'm having a meal and my day is go, 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 is just taking 15, 20 seconds to just enjoy myself, be grounded, be thankful for my health, be thankful or be mindful of what I'm doing. And it really, honestly, makes the day seem like there's twice as much time just by taking those few seconds. So hopefully this, guys, has been some good tips for you. And I always love the reminder to be a little bit more present in my life, my health, and all those around me. So with that being said, hope you guys pick 1 or 2 of these this week, practice it, enjoy it, build on it. So I want to thank my host with the most sleep, that is, who gave some good tips tonight. And I hope you guys all have a great, healthy week. For all you health coaches, we have a call with our medical director in about 5 minutes. So we'll see you on there. And besides that, let's go crush week number 5 and to make this our healthiest week yet. Night, everybody.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
I had to do it. I had to go there.